welcome back, and thank you for tuning in to the Science of Coherency podcast. Well, let's just go ahead and jump right into it and just have a look back at the goings-on of this past week. Today is October the 3rd, 2021, so let's see what's happened these past few days. Why don't we start off with the National School Board Association of America, which you now have teachers and these school boards now pleading to the government to send the FBI because the parents that are doing the protesting and are questioning their mandates and their orders over how to treat their children, these people are now, they consider them domestic terrorists. They want the FBI to treat parents whom are questioning what is happening to their children to be treated as domestic terrorists. I think they're saying it's over the mandates for the vaccines and the masking, and I believe that it is true, but I think there's another part of it that, it's not being talked about. A lot of parents throughout the country are having some huge concerns with the hypersexualized reading material that is being presented to their children. In a lot of cases, such as over the past year, we've known that due to, from reports coming out, being reported throughout all major media outlets, that teachers were attempting to teach lessons to children and telling them to, hey, shh, don't tell your parents we told you this. I don't know. For some reason, I could not be upset at a parent for having some concerns about that and wanting to see, well, what the hell are you teaching my child that you don't want them to tell me about? So I think that, there's a whole lot going on that, people are so in their feelings that they're forgetting the logic, they're forgetting to think logically and critically about these things. And for the people that want to side with the school board or the school board association, maybe you don't have children, maybe you do have children, maybe you don't really give a damn about what absolute strangers are putting in the mind of your child. I just find it concerning that you would just put that much faith in some random like that because the government said that we approve of this person, so you can blindly leave your child with them and not question anything that they say or do to them. Just trust the process and you will be okay. Well, they trusted the process, and this is where we are. So I think that parents should be rising up, and I think people that might not be directly affected by this should be asking major questions and wondering what is the whole purpose, what is the main goal, and quit. You can't keep screaming, it's for diversity and equality. No. Okay? Hypersexualizing children has nothing to do with equality or diversity. Quit trying to spin that argument because you sound like a crazy person. And now let's do the next part. Let's go back and look at New York. It just began suspending and firing their hospital staff. The mass number of people, upwards of 72,000 people. Now, some people have decided to go ahead and get the vaccine to keep working and not lose their livelihoods. But I'm looking at the bigger picture of this is I don't understand how much more dictatorial or tyrannical, whichever word you want to use or how you want to apply it, that it seems to, that it can be. We're going to dangle this carrot of being able to provide for yourself and your family. You just need to do this. You just need to do this. And people will say, well, look, they're following the health orders. They're doing this to protect the people. They're trying to save lives. We have to do what's right. I completely agree. That's what they say. But it's a matter of, when decisions and things like this you make, especially when it comes to medical procedures or anything like that, it's the reason we go and get second opinions. You put your faith in the first doctor that says they want to do this treatment. A lot of times, if it's a major procedure and you have the time to make a decision, most people tend to go get a second opinion. You want to, weigh your options. Okay, so you have the New York governor, she has her health team that works for the government that gives her the information that they think is best. A lot of people are putting their information, the words coming down from, say, Dr. Fauci, whatever you want to call him, Dr. Fauci. And either way, the guy is a crook. He's a sham. He fucked it up on this one. But a lot of us are not surprised because we lived through how he fucked it up during the AIDS pandemic. Yes, that debacle was the same guy. I guess they figure if they let him fuck things up enough times, eventually he'll maybe get it right. But here's the reality. The reality is a lot of people are putting their faith in what he says, and they're making these mandates and they're making these decisions based on what he says and what his people think, and what the head of the HHS, who has a medical team that tells him what should be. But I don't even think this guy should be allowed to be in the position as he is. He's not medically trained. He's a fucking attorney. Something about health organizations that are not headed by, I don't know, former health workers seems a little iffy to me. I don't understand why those positions are not saved specifically for people who are educated in what that is. That's like having somebody whom has no background in education being allowed to be the head of a school board. Which we have a whole lot of that happening and has been happening for a long time. So yes, we have the words coming down from the almighty government. These are the golden words you should live by. Do not listen to the other side. Okay, the media pushes a certain view. They keep throwing in your face. The medical workers, yes, you got the medical workers. These people are telling you how it is. Look, we have to go through this, save lives, get da-da-da-da-da. But don't listen to these 70,000 other people that are working in these situations, on these front lines for the past year and a half, whom have seen it, whom have lived it, whom are telling you, I am not putting this in my body. I will take my chances with my own natural immunity or alternative medicines or treatments that I can use. They're telling you, don't listen to those people. Do not listen to the people who work directly in the shit. Listen to the fucking desk jockey, whom has been proven time and time again to be a liar and a fraud. How many times does this guy have to lie before Congress? before people start to understand that he is not somebody you should particularly be putting your faith in. He's not working in these hospitals. He's not dealing with these patients. He's not seeing these cases. You have thousands upon thousands of medical workers around the world who are saying, no, I do not want this. You have groups that have been now set up by thousands of medical workers and doctors whom are attempting to bring up lawsuits against the World Health Organization, against the United Nations, against the National Institute of Health, against human health services organizations around the world. But if you keep listening to the mainstream media, they're going to tell you, because your government leaders told them to tell you, do not listen to those people. They are anti-vaxxers. They are not looking out for the interest of everybody. They don't know what they're saying. Listen to the government-approved face puppets that we present to you. It would be so much easier. And if you did, well, we'll let you go out to the games. You'll be able to go to a pub. You'll get to go to a football game. Hey, look at this. You do this. We'll let you go back to being around people that you particularly didn't even want to be around with to begin with. But we took the option away from you. So you have this idea in your mind that you have to fight to get it back. And so they have the public clamoring to do what Daddy Government tells them, so that they can get back the rights and the freedoms that were taken away, that shouldn't have even been taken away to begin with. Because as the months and months go on, everybody that they said was a conspiracy theorist, a liar, a crackpot who didn't know what they were talking about, they keep telling you the same shit. The stuff that somebody told you 6 months ago that they said was crazy is now what they're touting on the media. Think for yourselves, people. Do your own research. And in another case of the government, I think the government's trying to fuck me. As you know, they originally wanted to have banks and financial institutions report on your financial doings to the IRS if for all transactions of $600 or more, because this is in there, as I say, and we're trying to fight fraud, and we're trying to fight tax fraud. All right, we're trying to catch these evil millionaires and billionaires that are hiding their money. So in order to catch them, we need to know about the minimal of $600 transactions. Well, they decided they're going to change that. It looks like so far what they're going to go with is for every account, if 10,000, once you make it to $10,000 worth of transactions of money coming in or out, that includes purchases or anything like that, getting paid, taking money out to pay your rent. Once you reach a threshold of $10,000, banks and financial institutions have to begin reporting you to the IRS so they can monitor what you're doing with your money. And people they're praising it, like, yeah, we're gonna get those evil rich people. We're gonna finally get their money. Man, let me tell you, they've never gotten that fucking money. You know how many presidents have tried to get that money? This is why you're still saying that every 4 years we're going to get that money. No, every 4 years you get less money. But the general populace, the plebes, the middle class, the lower class, they get to pay more money. I mean, think about this. You really think the government is going to win against people and companies that have teams of 100 to 200 fucking lawyers getting on average maybe $100 to $200 an hour for their services. That's fuck you money. Or let me rephrase that. That's more fuck the government money. We write the rules, bitches. They've never gotten that money. They're never going to get that money. And until you get it in your brain that you need to get your own money, you're always going to be in that position. But that's where they want you at. They want people to keep voting against their own fucking better interest. So now just know that if you make it to $10,000 in transactions in a year, you'll be reported to the IRS by your financial institution. So might be time to see if maybe you can get paid under the table, I guess. No, don't do that. That is not financial advice, and you should not go out and do anything that involves breaking the law. But anyways, I thank you for tuning in to the Sandwich of Coherency, and we will catch you next time.